from his hand after the tackle by Smith.
Great desperation, though, from Ben Smith. Getting across there with Jared Hayne. We know the importance of scoring tries, but it's also just as important to save them. And they all talk about Ben Smith's qualities as a defender. You know, you can be a good tackler, but that doesn't necessarily make you a good defender. You have to work with the line. You have to be a good talker. You have to organise people inside and outside. And you have to have good scramble defence. And that's exactly what Ben Smith has in his game. He lost this before the line, so this will be a scrum to Parramatta.
The more replays we did see, I was beginning to get a little nervous. But Rod Lawrence came up with the red lights.
When you go, bind. Time's on.
Time back on. Sando with the scrum feed. Goes across to Chase Blair. The Eels back within 2. Still 11 minutes to play in this one. Absorbing second half. Justin Paul. Played about 25 short of the halfway line. Hayne taking it to the line, giving it to Ryan Morgan. He's away. A 2-on-1. Burt in support. Burt for the line, and Parramatta will have the lead. An incredible second half here tonight at Parramatta Stadium. Morgan has been left on the ground after drawing and passing. Burt loomed up, and when the pass was a good one, they weren't going to get to him. 3 tries in this second half, and the Eels are in front.
He's been impressive tonight, Ryan Morgan and Nathan Hindmarsh going to the line and looking for a runner. And it was Morgan who just put his body on the line and wanted to crash through the defence. He was prepared to wear a bruise for his team. And he just goes between Carney and Stapleton. And doesn't he hold his head there when he's in the clear? He didn't panic, held himself together. He timed the pass to Luke Burt beautifully. And Luke Burt, playing in his 251st game for Parramatta, has crossed to take this blue and gold side to the lead. And the possession has turned in their favour. This young man, Ryan Morgan, on his back with the trainer. That was a courageous run.
He knew he was going to wear a shot from Matthew Wright. He got him right around the ribs, rather. I'm sure he sucked the air out of him.
Well, on 2 occasions, he was going to wear a shot. Running off Nathan Hindmarsh. When you run that line, you're looking to be smashed. And when you draw the fullback in a 2-on-1 situation, you're prepared to cop a bruise. And he copped one, and he's still struggling to recover from it. But he has put his team in front. And this has been a tremendous second half by Parramatta on the back of possession.
This man, Luke Burt, 2 tries. He's gone past the 1,700-point mark tonight in his NRL career. After kicking one from a similar position not that long ago, there's a chance here to make it a 4-point lead for Parramatta. And what is turning out to be a weekend of comebacks. The Bulldogs were 12 down against the Rabbitohs on Saturday night. Melbourne were 12 down to the Warriors yesterday at Mount Smart Stadium, and the Eels here tonight trailed by 14 at half-time. Bird's kick stays straight enough forward, hit the upright. Just a little too much hook, but they have the lead as we go inside the final 10 minutes at 22 points to 20. A remarkable second half here tonight. It was all the Sharks, and then some in the first 40. Carney with the kickoff. Brings it back, looking for just their second win of the season. And with their coach perhaps needing a result either tonight or next week, try and save his career, perhaps, coaching here at Parramatta. That's the word. Keating feeds it across to Roberts. Goes to Paulo. Now Hayne. Things are happening for them. There was no timing in their plays to begin in the first half on the right-hand side. They've certainly got it going now. Look at Hayne go. They're charging at them. CO, he's still going. Has Hayne back on the inside. It is all Parramatta. The Eels, they are electric. Clear the runway. The Hayne plane is back tonight.
Some wonderful football there from Parramatta. Fighting to keep their season alive and fighting to save their embattled coach. And they have produced a stunning second half performance. Every man to a T has done their job. They've created momentum through the middle of the park, and they've allowed this man, Jared Hayne, some time and space with the football. Here he is going to the line down a short side. There was a 4-on-2 situation, and that's just too easy for Jared Hayne. CO was down the sideline, and Hayne pushing up in support. He was the man who identified the numbers. He knew where it had to go. He starts it, he finishes it. And Parramatta have extended this lead to 6. More than likely be 8. And they will be hard to run down from here.
From just about right in front. And these sort of scenes have been rare at Parramatta Stadium for more than a couple of seasons now. The fans are on their feet. Hayne and the boys in blue and gold got a standing ovation. They celebrated that try. It was breathtaking, the movement down the right wing. They couldn't stop CO. And Hayne did the rest. And now from right in front, Luke Burt makes it 28 points to 20. There is still time for the Sharks, but the way things are going, you'd be backing the Eels to run away with this and put on quite a score perhaps in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, well, anything's possible, but I'm just wondering, with Paul Gallen there being on the sideline, with the game being in the balance, why he hasn't come back onto the field. He might be carrying a slight problem. Let's hope not.
It is curious. He's been watching on. We were talking about him coming back when it was a 2-point game. Well, now it's an 8-point game the other way. Joseph Paulo brings it back to almost the 30-metre line for Parramatta. Absolutely incredible scenes here in this second half. 4 tries to the Eels, who are facing a 7th straight loss for the 14th time in the club's history. And they came here tonight. And here they are, stepping out of this slump. Hayne, his kick, touched. Seo's away again. Ankle tapped by Best. He tries to get up and go again. And it will be 6 more tackles. They can put it away right here. Here's Moi running it right and still going. He's only 10 metres away, looking for the knockout blow. Keating waiting, gives it to Paulo. They go back to the short side. Ben Smith, in his first game of the season, was standing on top of the line. They stop him. 3 plays gone. Here's down Main Street, searching for the turf. Did he get there? No, he didn't.
Gee, that's a wonderful tackle.
Timeout.
Matthew Wright and Jeff Robson, I think it was, the halfback on Fui. Not many players would be able to stop him.
Colin, Best, Colin, get on the line. Hold, get on the line.
That was a good tackle. But the momentum is all with Parramatta.
Comes to Chris Sando, now Roberts rubbering in behind them. The pressure on Gordon to come up with it, he does. Well, the Sharks will need to score twice in the final 4.5 minutes. Here's Pomeroy. Prepared to say they've got just about nothing left in the tank after all the work they had to do defensively in this second half. Graham's having a bit to say about that. He's been very good on the left edge for them. Colin Best puts it down. He passed it forward, and that might be it tonight.
Oh, the fans, they're loving it. They haven't had much to cheer about here on the terraces at Parramatta Stadium this season, but they're in fine voice tonight. Well, it could have been easy for Parramatta at 20-6 at half-time to turn it up. A lot of people weren't expecting them to win this game, but you can see the possession. 18 from 20 in the second half. And possession tonight has turned into points for both sides. It's that classic cliche of a game of two halves. Sharks, all the ball, all the points in the first 40. Parramatta having all their own way in the second.
Have they got one more here for the fans to celebrate with? Hayne just about bring the place down if he got across the line. Looking for their first win since round 5. Their only win of this season against the Sea Eagles. It seems a long time ago now. Here's Roberts firing a nice ball to Ben Smith. He stays alive, eventually wrapped up there by Colin Best. Chase Blair waits a dummy half. Goes to Sando. Almost going over the top of Wade Graham. Couple of big charges from the front row in the last few possessions. Here's Sando going to Paulo, keeping it alive. Roberts skipping to the outside of Carney, fending away from him. Bukuya, with the help of Gibbs, stop him. Last play. Goes across to the middle. Sando looking for a field goal, and why not? He turns an 8-point lead into a 9-point lead with just over 2.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Chrissy Sando, he wasn't going to put the ball in the air or give the Sharks a chance to get the ball back. He's grabbed the 1-pointer, and Parramatta have secured their second victory of the season. And not only will the players be happy, I'm sure their coach Stephen Kearney would be very proud of this effort tonight.
Kearney with the short restart. Going after it. Paulo comes down with it. It's that sort of night, isn't it, for Parramatta? This effort, if they can keep the Sharks scoreless in this half, it'll be the first time they've kept a team scoreless in a half of football since the opening half of the season, when they shut out the Broncos here back in round 1 before going down 18 points to 6. Ryan, what a ball! Luke Burt looking for a hat-trick, chipping over the top. It'll just be too big.
That was a tremendous ball from the young back row, Matty Ryan. Again, Luke Burt held his width, was able to get to the outside of Stapleton, and it's been a complete performance from Parramatta. This will give their fans something to think about and something to be real happy about over the coming weeks if they can reproduce this.
What the Sharks fans think about this also. Here's Colin Best getting away there from Chris Sando. He'll play it 35 metres out. Inside the last minute, Graham holds it up and gives it to Matthew Wright. And he'll play it inside the Parramatta 18. De Goyce to Robson. Comes across to Carney. He'll head back to the short side, searching for a hole. Gets up to go again. They're going to say he was held. He'll go back to play it. On the last play, perhaps their last crack at them tonight. Graham looking to try and keep it alive. He'll take it to ground, and Parramatta will work it off their own line, and pretty happily so. They'll count down the final few seconds. It's been a stunning second half here tonight. There's no other way to describe it. 4 tries after being down by 14 at the break. They had such little possession in the first half. They're entitled to be out of gas, and Chrissy Sando says, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to set up camp here in the corner of the field and supply